Welcome to PENSKYN. Thank you for joining me. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how I reimagine Sharpie markers. I am a former brand partner with Swarovski Elements. I had my own line of jewelry and I blinged up the Hollywood of Dallas-Fort Worth in the 2010s. From 2009 to 2015, I was very busy. I have not stopped creating ever since. And currently I have a brand new, exciting journey with PENSKYN, which is a company that I created from reimagining kitchen and bath tiles. And I have painted many pieces of art and created amazing, wonderful designs with the kitchen and bath tiles. And from there I started painting on the tiles, and then I decided to start using markers, which I've created many phone cases, many items with artful designs with markers, assorted markers and paints. And now I'm actually hand painting these amazing Sharpie markers, the Creative Markers, the brush tip version. And here's one. This one, I finished it off with a fine Austrian crystal, and I also paint the color block area, and sometimes actually on the color block. And so you'll see different versions of those throughout tonight, because tonight is going to be resin. So I'm going to show you how I take apart a Sharpie marker and create on the marker. And I also resin the marker pens. And these pens are amazing because they can be used as a pen or as a marker. So it's something that can be a keepsake item once the resin has been completed, which you'll see tonight. I'm doing a second layer on several of my marker pens by PENSKYN, and you're going to see how I take apart the markers, and they end up completely taken apart. For example, here's one. This is a Sharpie marker. It's the Creative Marker that they make, and I painted the marker pen. And the marker pen is a fabulous pen. It can be used as a marker or a pen with the fine tip, and then you can use the brush tip area for painting. Or, like I say, for many people, maybe, when you're doing that sandwich bag and you want to mark it with some words, then you can use these markers on your Ziploc bag. But these are the markers. This is the Sharpie marker set. It has 12 colors. So when I make a marker pen and finish it off, if you decide you want to purchase one, you can choose from these 12 colors. So there's black and blue and purple and red and green. So those are great colors to choose from. And those are the markers that I actually make these marker pens with. And that's my business, PENSKYN. And I have my own skinning technique. So it's a signature skinning technique. And that's how I create these designs. Today I finished 2 new designs. This one, I haven't even named it yet. And this one, brand new, finished it this morning. And these have orange marker paint, but you can choose whatever color you want if you want to purchase one. You can go to my PENSKYN on Venmo, and that's how I get paid. I'm working on setting up a website. I don't have one yet. This one has gone viral on my YouTube. You can go to PENSKYN on YouTube and see this one. It has gone viral. And when I say viral, it's usually over 1,000 views, 1,000 to 3,500 views. I'm brand new at this, so that's exciting for me. This one is the sister pen to the one that Sharpie liked on my social media. Sharpie has liked 3 or 4 of my designs made with their Sharpie markers. And this is the sister pen to the free pen. It was a free bank pen that I painted, and they found me and basically have rooted for me with all the creating that I'm doing with their markers. One of them was that free pen, and then another one was the pair of eyeglasses that I'm wearing right now, which you can't see me, but if you go to my videos, you'll find the playlist that has my items that Sharpie commented on. So you'll see those there. And the other item was, so it's the bank pen, my eyeglasses, and then a guitar pick guard. So that was cool. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you're here and that you're interested in what I'm doing. This one is from my Tropical Paradise series. And again, it's the sister pen to the one that Sharpie liked. So how I do this is I take apart the pen to get the resin going, and you have to use pliers to get the marker out of the barrel. And I use these barrels to create ring holders and different items. So there you go. The marker is now taken apart. You can see that I can do the cartridge swaps fairly easily. And I take, bear with me, I need to get some saran wrap to wrap that tip and keep it from drying out while I do this. So that's how I do it. Just wrap that up. And then the process of UV resin is really, it's not very hard. It's just time consuming, and it can be a little bit, how do I say this? It's a process, and you got to be careful with it. It's not something to take lightly. So one way to do this is to have something to hold on to. So this is a used up, dried up Sharpie marker pen that I finished using. So I use it as part of my creative process, and basically just do a good pour of the resin. And my resin bottle has gotten a little bit sticky over the last couple of days, so bear with me on that one. There we go. All right. So the process for doing the resin is to be sure and get the resin all the way down to the edge and all the way to the top. And then I have the UV J Diction light source that I'll be putting this under for the 2 or 3 minutes. I typically do the 3 minutes, and then I try to get the edge right here, the end, where I have the fine Austrian crystal. And I think that crystal might still be a little bit wet from glue, but that should secure it by putting the resin there. So the next step is to move this over here so you can see my resin light. And I'll just keep this under the light for 2 or 3 minutes. And I could actually let it sit in there. I think I'll just keep it rolling. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the things that I'm doing. So the kitchen and bath tiles that you'll find on my YouTube, again, it's PENSKYN, and flower pops. So my flower pops are beautiful pieces of fine glass tile, stone tiles, metal tiles. Most of them that I'm working with recently are glass, and I'm very particular about the glass that I choose for my tiles to work with. And you can see that on my backdrop that I have quite the collection. And that part of the process, taking them off of the excuse me, sorry, my light. Taking apart each one of those tiles can be quite the process. You can see back here that I've got these. They have to be removed and cleaned, all the glass behind the board or behind the netting. You got to pull the netting off and pull the glue off and clean it behind it. And I try not to create too many particles in the atmosphere, because that's just, it's just not a great thing. But I hand paint those with these Sharpie markers. And there are 12 colors that I just absolutely adore. They came out with these brush tip version, and then this is the brush tip. You can see it here. They have a bullet version that's amazing also. It's a big, thick marker that has earth tone colors, and I'll use some of those sometimes. But they also just came out recently, within the last couple of weeks. They took those markers and put out a new version of them with a fine tip, and I'm having a lot of fun with those. Those are amazing. That fine tip, I've been able to do a lot of really great. Well, that was good. Time went by. Detail work with them, which is really awesome. And it's helping me create better designs with doing some newer designs. I shouldn't say better, just different, newer designs that I've come up over the last couple of days. So my friend I did a collaboration with, she came over and we painted together. We've done it a couple of times actually. And well, that doesn't want to go in there. I wonder why it doesn't want to go in there. I'm going to try to put it on the other end over here. Well, there, it went in that one. That's good. So anyway, we had a really good time. You can go to my YouTube and see that also. You'll see our collaboration where we worked together on painting together, and I was teaching her how to use the markers, and it was really great. She learned really fast because she's been a designer and painter. She actually helped me get into business when I first started. So this is the cap of the marker, the barrel marker that I just resined. So now I'm going to do the second layer of resin on the cap for that pen. So anyway, we had so much fun. She came up with a whole idea for creating on her marker pens, on her Sharpie marker pens, and she turned the cap, the color block area, into a nose, and she's creating what she calls penmen, and she's going to be doing all kinds of different themed faces, and you can go see those. They're also going viral on my YouTube. She did such an amazing job. She's a really good artist. Her name is Terry, so I hope you'll go find hang on a second, I have an itch. Oh, there we go. She's a phenomenal artist. I hope you'll go see it. And I hope you'll subscribe and join our community and get to know us and what we're doing. My husband helps me. He's a great help with the PENSKYN logo, which is incredibly important. He's a very detail-oriented person. I can be detailed, but he's a master at being detailed. And he is helping me with cutting my PENSKYN, making sure the sizes of the PENSKYN logos are how they should be according to like the different items, the different size of the logos, which is fabulous. And he's been really creative with me. He's making them like in different colors so I can make it fun. I don't want this to be just, a streamlined, it's only this way kind of business. I want this to be creative. And if you want to paint pens, you can go see my free tutorials that I have on my YouTube. I will do some live streaming of creating pens, and I'll create events. You can come and join me for my events. I hope you'll come. I hope you'll go and see my PENSKYN YouTube and comment and let me know what you think about everything. I appreciate you being here. And join the community. Subscribe and join the community if you're interested in art like this. This is definitely different than what most people are doing with pens. I'm doing marker pens. I'm also doing the free pens. I'm doing promotional markers. Pens, ink pens. I took some pens they gave me some pens from my dentist office, and I posted the beautiful promo pens that I've painted for them. And that's also going viral. So if you have a business or somebody who has a business, I can create the location on the post for wherever that business is and show the promotional pen. Usually there's a location and a phone number on the promotional pen. So I show that. I show the original pen, and then I show the pen that I created. So the idea is that their business is an amazing and wonderful business, whatever it is, and their promotional pen is being shown so that the public can see it. So there we go. Lights off. And now it's going to sit for a little bit. Typically, the resin will be quite dry. And not dry. The resin will be quite sticky. Sorry about that. It can get very sticky. And with that said, the process for getting rid of the stickiness is also on my YouTube. So if you're someone who does resin and you're interested in that, Please go to my resin videos and comment that you were here and you were interested in watching and learning from my videos or my streaming. So I am prepping now to do another pen. So this is a free pen, and it's actually this is a really great pen. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one later because it's a different pen and I need to stick with the pens that I'm doing right now. So here's another pen that has gone viral. I might have shown it to you earlier. But this one was completed while doing the collaboration with my friend Terry. And it's one of them that has gone viral on YouTube. So you can go see that. It's called Electric Hibiscus. So first I don't recommend anybody doing this at home. If somebody wants a cartridge swap, you can send it to me, unless you have pliers that are like this and you can understand that you can only do the removal from the bottom down here. It's really important to do it correctly because you don't want to mess up your marker. And I've got to get the saran wrap and protect my marker while I'm doing the resin. And there we go. And I always make sure to tighten it up at the bottom so that there's no air going through it. Secure that up. So now onto the second layer of resin for this beautiful piece. And you can see it has the PENSKYN logo on it. And it has a crystal. And this is a second layer of resin. So get it all the way down to the tip, the edge of that barrel. Make sure you get it straight. And then the edge and the bottom area. And then straight over to this is the J Diction UV light. Super easy to use, and typically for some reason the resin ends up a little bit sticky, and that's okay because I have the remedy for that, and it's really quite an easy process to remedy it. You can go see that on my YouTube right now if you want to see it right now. I will be doing it here in a little bit. So you'll see me getting rid of any stickiness from the resin. I guess that's just part of the process for most of this type of UV resin. The other resin that I do, which is a lot more work, it's pouring, measuring and pouring, mixing to the harder and then the softer side of the resin. And typically I'll use like a squeeze bottle, and that way I can control where the resin lands. And then I do artful things with my resin and create designs around the items that I'm making. So that part is really fun. And that resin takes minimum 24 hours to even remotely dry. So it has a very long sticky phase, which isn't surprising which makes it not surprising that this UV resin gets sticky for a little while, especially if you're well, how do I phrase that? Basically what I'm trying to say is, if it gets sticky, there is a remedy, and it's taking your item and putting it in room temperature water. And I use a glass container, and they say that you really want the light to reflect on your item, and that way it has a full effect for the light. You put the light over it, you put the light over on top of it, and that way the light refracts back or reflects back to your product, and the UV light cures it through the water, because the oxygen from the water makes it so that I don't know, I read it, but the chemical somehow, it works better that way. So wow, this one looks really nice. Look how nice that looks. Wow. It's so exciting to see the end product. Look how good that looks. Nice and smooth. And I believe that when you turn it like that, it helps the resin cure evenly. I've watched people doing it, so that's the technique that I learned from others who I appreciate very much, because other people have really helped me a lot with these processes. I don't claim to be a perfect resin professional, but I'm almost there. It's getting there, and it's exciting because the end product is just so amazing. It really is. When you've got something that goes from being something that you can use, and it doesn't have the paint. If you don't have the resin on the paint can scratch. And I use professional Liquitex first, and then the resin. The professional Liquitex basically sets the paint so that the paint is cured on the pen. And then when I go to do this resin, I don't have to worry about the paint not being secured to my item. So it's making sure that the edges are good, and the resin is as even as I can get it. And It really helps to make it as even as possible. That's the most important part. And then the most exciting part is when the resin is cured. So that's the 3 minutes. It's 180 seconds. I wish I could chat with you, but I don't have that feature. I'm brand new at this. If you have any questions, you can go to my YouTube, and you'll see there in the description of my business, you'll see my email address. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you're interested in more in the process, or if you're interested in purchasing anything, just let me know. I work with Venmo. You can tip me on Venmo. It's my studio fund. And, it's quite expensive to have a studio like this. I enjoy spending the money on it. And this is so new. I'm getting ready to put this out on the market and see how it does here in Southern California. And I have a client from where I'm from. When I was in business back in 2008 to 2015, as a brand partner with Swarovski, I had quite the following and quite the bloggers wanted to blog about me. The business television professionals came and invited me to their shows. I had radio, like the major radio hosts that did free radio ads for me because they liked what I was doing with the bling and my jewelry. And I didn't just sell my items. I sold other brands, phenomenal brands actually, like Odazu from Italy and Jimmy Crystal from New York. And we did all kinds of custom. And now I'm doing basically, if you say to me, I want 10 of these pens, I'm having a party and I need them by April 15th, then, it's a go. Absolutely. And I'll do a bundle price for you. And just let me know what you want, what your theme. If you just want a specific color theme, and you like one of my designs, I'll make each one will be a little bit different. I can do repeated patterns, and I can actually do, the Cricut, where if you wanted specific words on your items, like if you wanted California on each one of them in hot pink, and however you want it, we can do that for you. I tell you that Cricut looks like it's easy, but that Cricut's also a lot of work. I was working on it today. There were a few times when I was a little bit frustrated, but because it's tedious, but that's okay. It's just part of the process. I've learned that a lot of the tedious work is some of the best work, because tedious things are usually pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to do this pen, and let's see if I can get one of these markers out of here, because I'm going to need to do it. You know what? I think I'll wait on this one. I think what I'll do instead is I'm going to check on these pens and see how they're doing as far as the sticky factor. Typically, you don't want to touch it after it's been resined, but that's okay, because I'm going to go ahead and do the water trick so you can see it. So let's see. I think what I'll do is put on some new gloves, and let's see. Yeah, I'll just do some new gloves. And I'll show you how we do this. It's really quite easy. Everything's just time and process. It's really not hard. It's hard work, but it's not hard per se. Maybe the first few times might be a little bit hard, but okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take the light, set it aside for a minute. I'm going to put there's the water, and then here is one pen, and another pen, and this is how I do it. If there's a better way, oh, please email me and say, hey, girl, try it this way. And you know what? I may actually listen to you and try it your way, because I'm just taking these tiles to weigh them down because it needs to be fully immersed in the water. And well, that's not being fully immersed right there. Let's see. I have a bigger tile. I'm going to go grab it. And I'm going to put that over it so that those will be fully immersed. And then I can't say that I did it wrong. I've got to try to do it right. Let's see. I'm going to find an old tile that I'm not afraid to lose. I should have a couple of those. Let's see. What do I have here? How about... No, I don't want to use that. I don't like that idea. Let's see. Excuse me. I had a little hiccup there. How about something heavy I can lay over it that doesn't matter? Yesterday when I did this, I didn't have this problem. They didn't float as much. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to put the light over the top. Take it apart. Put it over the top. Like that. And hold it down. Because it's really just about 2 minutes that... I don't know if you can see this, but I am holding it down so that they're fully immersed under there. And that it just takes 2 minutes, which is great. But I typically do 3 because I just want to be triple sure, maybe. And make sure we've got the process down correctly. And make these beautiful pens completely sticky free. I tell you what, this little process, it really does work. It's really cool. It's not hard. But once these 2 are done, I don't know, these are 2 of my favorites. I have to say, I have a few that are really my favorites. If you see something that's your favorite, I would just absolutely love to hear from you. If you want to communicate through YouTube, that's great. Thank you for being here. I'm looking for promotional opportunities. I have a whole business plan for that I've completely set up. I will be doing my optometry offices pens this week. I may do it live. What I did was I got 2 pens from them. I told them what I was going to do, and they gave me some cloths for cleaning my glasses off. And I was just there last Thursday, and I believe they said it was going to be $2 for their eyeglass spray, and I had just bought the Meta frames from a different business, and they gave me it's a gel spray for your lenses, which is nice. I'm excited about that too. It's a little bit different. I don't usually have a gel spray. This one is. So it's called Montana, the company, and here in Southern California, close to Santa Monica. And I've got to look at it is Santa Monica. Yes, it's in Santa Monica. My friend kept saying we weren't in Santa Monica, but we were. And so that was another business. I didn't get any pens from them, but the pens from my optometrist are really, really cool. If you stick around, I'm going to show you these pens. It's different. The clip is different, and the way that you click the pen to use it is different than most pens. And it was a little bit shocking to me when I saw it for the first time. I mean, not shocking, but I guess maybe exciting. I don't know what word to use, because I get excited by some of the silliest things, maybe. I like marketing, and I like packaging, and I just like the way things look, I guess. And, I was raised in the retail world. My father it was his sister and relatives that had businesses in the retail world, in the diamond world, and large stores like the size of Costco, actually. And trying to decide which way to go to reach this right now for you. Let's see. I'm just going to set these back in their little cradles here so they can dry off. And so my father designed, he was a designer. He designed fine jewelry for people for, 40 years. And he was an incredible designer. And he was pretty well known for it. And I watched them build a catalog showroom for years. It was always the newest thing and the best deal, and it was a catalog showroom of the size of like a Costco, just about. So I learned the retail world, I learned in the design world, and I studied design from a very young age, just always staring at the catalogs. I loved it. And I carried that on throughout life. And I have to say that it taught me so much, just looking at that all the time and seeing how they had a sale, and how they sponsored the Cowboys, and they sponsored the Mavericks, and in Dallas Fort Worth. And I ended up doing a lot of work for big NFLers and the Hollywood of Dallas Fort Worth. It was an incredible experience. I still have people that buy things from me periodically, because I haven't really been in business, but now I am. I'm fully in business here in California, and that is exciting, I have to say. So, trying to decide which to do. I need to finish this one. This one is one of the going viral on YouTube pens, and I mean, this one is stunning. I really like it. One of my favorites. It's not like I don't have any favorites, right? Ha ha ha. Gotta get some saran wrap and remove the cartridge. Ever so lightly squeeze and pull, and that way it doesn't destroy the cartridge. Always got to have the integrity of that product in mind when doing these things. This is a no joke situation, and I don't take it lightly, and I don't recommend doing this at home. You can always send in your marker to me. If you promise to do it correctly, then cool. Do it at home. All right, so we are off to the races again, and we are going to do the barrel. So it clumped a little bit down here, so I'm going to try to even that out, and we'll see how this goes. I'm doing a pretty good pour there. I noticed that the thicker the pour, the better the resin. I don't know why, but I think that might be, I don't know. Actually, I don't know why. If you do, well, please tell me, because I'd like to know what the reason is for the resin being less sticky after curing it under the light. I'm just going to roll some resin around that crystal. And I'm going to try to keep that resin a little bit thick, because I found that the thicker, the better. So, anywho, back over here. Are you coming with me? Oh, here we go. There it is. All right, remove this water. I'm going to put that over here. I wish I could talk to you. It would make things nice if we could have a conversation. But I'll get there. I'll get to that point. This live will be up on my YouTube. So if there's something that you saw and you want to go back and see it again, you certainly will be able to, because this will be loaded on YouTube soon. I got to make sure that everything is good for the live before uploading it. But so far, I'm pretty happy with everything, and I hope you are too. I'm already in for 49 minutes. Ooh, 50 minutes is hitting right now. 50 minutes live. Okay, that's great. I'm just going to keep going because I really would like to have a good following. I know it's going to take a year or two to get a really good following from streaming, and that's perfectly fine with me. You'll see me I'm going to do some resin on a really nice brand new item that I'm so excited about. And it's a one of a kind piece that I would like to be able to repeat. And if I can repeat it, you're going to see more of it. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of this amazing item. It is on my YouTube. It's called Yin and Yang, but you have to go in and actually watch the video to see what I'm talking about. And it is a panda. It is a Power Tips panda bear. It's a panda. It's the cutest thing. And it was an accident. It was just one of those things when I was creating. I started placing tiles in different ways, and I looked over and I was like, that looks like a bear. Maybe I should play off of that. And right now, I have a grandbaby coming next month, and I took the stem that can be, it's a functional piece of art, the panda, Power Tips panda, that is yin and yang. And I took the stem that you can turn it into a ring holder, you can hang it on the wall and hang your hat, you can hang your Rolex, you can hang your Apple Watch, your eyeglasses, your necklace while you're in the shower, and then take it off of the functional piece of art. And it's just a really convenient way to store things while you're traveling. You could take it with you while you're traveling and put all of your items. You can lay it on a desk or in the bathroom on the vanity and have it with you when you travel. It is a very special piece, and it's going to be quite pricey. And I can't be more excited about it. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to show it to you because you're here and you've stuck around, and I'm excited that you're here. So, oops. Well, I just knocked those over. That's okay. It didn't hurt them. They're all on a tray, a safe tray. And I'm going to set them all back up because I cleaned off my fingers, so it's safe. Okay. Ooh, one more. I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so here comes the panda. Are you ready? Oh my gosh, I have to take off my glove. Or how about if I pick it up with a towel. And that way, or how about I'll pick it up with a paper towel. Or even better, yes, a paper towel. Okay. It's on a white lacquer tray. Here it comes. And so, like I said, I was making this sweet baby pregnant by putting the stem on the belly. And I turned the face of the panda a little bit to make it look like it's alive, like it's not just a still panda. So I turned the face slightly. I'll probably fix it a little bit, but I hope you can see this. Well, there goes another pen. Okay, can you see the panda? So the whole idea is that you put the stem here, which is a Sharpie barrel with the fine Austrian crystal, and this one would be the belly button. So you get the idea. I'm not going to be able to put that on there. But yeah, so I tilted the head slightly, and I'm going to lay all these pins down so they don't roll around. Slightly, and here we go. But that's going to be resined, and it is a one-of-a-kind treat for whoever falls in love with it and wants to take it home. All luxurious round glass tiles by Acua. Those tiles are clear and gray glass, not brown like these or tan like these. Okay, so now I've got to find, you know what, I think I'm going to test this and see. You'll get to see it and see if this is dry. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Yeah. Look how great that looks. So pretty. I'm pleased, very, very pleased with that. Oh, looks so good. All right, so on to this one. The cap for that sweet baby. Let's see. How about if I put my thumb in the right spot? Okay. These gloves are heavy duty. They're really nice. My husband got them for me. I have no idea. It's nice having a supportive spouse when you're creating all the time. If I'm not sleeping or eating or out and about, if I'm at home, I'm creating. I don't stop. I've always been this way in my creative mode. Once I'm in it, I like to take full advantage of it and get my creativity flowing and going and thriving and all the good stuff. All right. All the parts and the top and the edges. There we go. And wipe my little finger off over there. And back over here to my J Diction. And here's the light. And here's the turn. Just turn it ever so nicely. I love these colors. The turquoise and the purple together with pink. And then the details on this one are with the newest Creative Markers by Sharpie. They are, I'm going to do a little bit of touch up right here. They are the fine tip earth tone creative markers, that they're not the brush tip like these. The brush tip version that I'm painting on, this is the cap of the brush tip version. Those brush tip are what I made this with. And then I did the detail work, some of that detail work, with those fine point brand new Sharpie markers. And I have to say, I really enjoy working with their markers. I do work with many other markers. I do the silver trim on a lot of my items have that silver trim or gold trim. And that is a different brand. And then a lot of my painting on tiles for different themes. I have holiday themed tiles, like every holiday that you can think of, every Hallmark holiday. And they're a lot of fun. And I use a lot of assorted different markers for those. And you'll see me, I'll use those different items when I have a holiday to celebrate or to make a theme item. And I'll set my tray up with the different themed tiles that I paint. And those are also for sale. I'm really excited to be here streaming. This is my second stream. And I do this every day, so I could stream every day. I don't know that I will every day, like during the week. But what I try to do is upload videos every day, so there's something fresh for you to see. And I'm doing mostly shorts. I need to hone in on my process for the longer version videos. That's going quite well also. So this one has a little bit of a resin bump on it. I'll probably have to shave that down, if you can see it. But there's a little bit of a little hump right there that I noticed while I was doing this. And I mean, one way to remedy that, which I will do sometimes, is just put a few crystals there, and then it's not really a bother. And then, it's not shaving and putting particles into the atmosphere. I do think about all those things when I'm creating. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to remove my gloves, and I'm going to show you the finished products, because I think a couple of those are completed, and that is incredibly exciting. So let's see. Okay, because these were all sat in the water, so these should be good, except for that one hasn't yet. Okay. So this one is completed. Oh, so nice. It's not sticky at all. Wow. Look how pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. And then here's the other one. Yeah, it's not sticky either. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's see, I'm going to put it on this right here. And then I'm going to put the markers back together, because in my opinion, these are completed for good. That saran wrap just wants to, a little bit of water coming out of that. It's not a bad thing to get any water on the cartridge, I found, because it just isn't, it's not a big deal, because they are, if you ever get a little bit dry, if your marker ever gets a little bit dry while you're creating, the best thing to do is to add a little bit of water to your brush tip. I found that really does help. I've done a lot of different things, because sometimes I leave my marker open too long and the brush tip will dry a little bit. I haven't had too much of a problem with it, but a couple of times I add a little bit of water and it just helped get it moving, get the paint flowing. It's totally fabulous. My husband calls me the mad scientist because I'm always playing around with different items and creating different things. Snap, crackle, pop. There we go. Look at that. PENSKYN completed. Stunning. Wow. This one came out really amazing. Oh, I'm more than pleased. So exciting. I don't remember which color went into which one, but it doesn't really matter because we can always change out the cartridge to the color that you want. So these are brand new cartridges. Actually, that might not be true. This one looks like it could be brand new. Okay. Here we go. How about that? A pen that you can use, okay, as a marker or a pen for however long you have it. Forever. Look at those two. They look amazing. I need to water these other two. I need to do the water treatment. So I'm going to do that now on the barrel and cap of this set right here. And here we go. Back over here. And I'm just going to put this on top like this because the light just shoots right down into it. And that's that. Well, I see I have some more people watching, which is exciting. I just finished the resin of, well, they came and they went. That's okay. I've got these two that are finished, and I mean, I couldn't be more excited about it. Like they're looking really good. You can go to my Instagram. I have a couple of these for sale on there. That's another way to find me, is on PENSKYN and Flower Pops on Instagram. I'm feeling a little bit tired. I'm having my 60th birthday in a few days, and it's 8:30 p.m. and 8:34 p.m. in California. So I'm really tired, and I appreciate you being here with PENSKYN and Flower Pops. I hope that you enjoyed your stay. I see that you stayed through the entire video almost. I'm not sure exactly when you found me, but it was pretty close to the beginning. Thank you for coming. Please go to my YouTube, and if you can interact and become a part of the community, that's fabulous. And again, it's PENSKYN on Venmo and PENSKYN on YouTube, and PENSKYN and Flower Pops on Instagram. I hope you have a fabulous evening. Thanks for coming, and hopefully I'll get to know who you are. Thanks a lot.